Welcome to the iRoom project, with the theme Reflexibility. Actually, it all started from a circle. A circle is not like a triangle or a square, which need to have sharp edges to rush the drawing line back to the very starting point. Instead, the line of the circle gradually curves back while proceeding, as if it's telling us that anything is possible. You don't need to be panicked about completing the shape, just take it slow. We want this kind of relaxation while drawing the circle, together with flexibility of the circle itself. And this is how the theme Reflexibility came up. That's pretty much the abstract concept behind the iRoom project. Now let us apply this to the real world. Here comes the real world. Before everything, let us introduce ourselves first. We are a team of consultants for virtual design and construction and building information modeling. The target space for development is KB526, which is in the 5th floor of the Nose building in the University of Hong Kong. This room currently is the second largest room in the floor with 180 meters squares of space, which can accommodate more than 40 people. Like all the other rooms, the enclosing perimeter is rectangular in shape. What's special about this room is that it has no supporting columns in the midway of space, so that it ensures a higher diversity for future development. We aim to transform this room into something that can provide multiple uses, including lectures, discussions, and tutorials. Going back to the theme of the iRoom, the first step that we're going to apply it is in the two-dimensional conceptual sketch of the room. The annotated wordings are the functions provided by the room, including the smartboard, which is the most important element in every iRoom. As you can see, there is the original rectangular wall and also the new curvature wall within the space. The curvature allows the smartboard to slide smoothly for the range of half a circle. The details of the functions will be explained later. After that, we took a step forward by making a more realistic three-dimensional view of the room, so that you can see more clearly the orientation and the elevation settings. The next step is the approach we use to plan, design, and construct the iRoom.
Virtual design and construction is the use of integrated multidisciplinary performance models of design construction projects to support business objectives. VDC models are virtual because they show computer-based descriptions of the project. The VDC project model emphasizes those aspects of the project that can be designed and managed. The product, typically a building or plant, the organization that will define, design, construct, and operate it, and the process that the organization teams will follow. These models are logically integrated in the sense that they can all access shared data. The models are multidisciplinary in the sense that they represent the architect, engineer, contractor, and owners of the project, as well as relevant subdisciplines. The models are performance models in the sense that they predict some aspects of project performance, track many that are relevant, and can show predicted and measured performance in relation to stated project performance objectives. Here comes to the potential values of universal education. Firstly, extra space is provided for teaching and learning. Originally, KB526 is just for having lectures. In the future, lectures and tutorials can be held in renovated KB526. More courses can be provided. We are better used the space. Also, KB526 is now a single-purpose room, but in the future, the proposed iRoom is a multi-purpose area.
Here comes our integrated product organization process model. And there are 4 functional objectives of our iRoom, and they are basic services, flexibility, teaching and learning, and also relaxation. For teaching and learning, iRoom aims at providing support to students to learn VDC and BIM, also facilitating students' participation and involvement, and help providing multimedia demonstrations to our users. In order to accomplish and achieve these objectives, totally 6 smartboards in 77 inches are installed in iRoom. Because smartboards allow simultaneous multi-touch function, it is believed that they can strongly help students' participation in lectures and also in tutorial sections. Apart from smartboards, computers with all necessary software for learning VDC and BIM will be provided in iRoom to help the students to learn them.
Another functional objective is flexibility. All furniture in iRoom, including tables and chairs, are movable. We can separate the iRoom into different ways and allow simultaneous use by different groups. It also supports different types of use like lecture, tutorial, meeting, and seminar. This is the POP model, and the elements in flexibility is the partition wall, movable tables and chair, popping table. You can see in this picture, the setting are original use. It is for tutorial and lecture. When the partition wall is closed, the room is separated into 2 individual rooms. On the right hand side, it is used for tutorial, and on the left hand side is used for lecture. The table can also be restricted in any form to fit for the multi-use. This is the stage. There are a popping up table. The table can hide under the floor, and it will not block the views of audience, and it can provide more space for the user. This is the movable wall. You may wonder how this wall can slide over to separate the room. First, we initiate it, and then it can slide to another hand, and by doing this, we can separate the room into 2 individual rooms. And this is the partitioned setting.
So here comes to relaxation, which is another important component of our theme of iRoom, reflexibility. Relaxing from stress and pressure is very important to us because stress can have a negative impact on our mood, health, and working efficiency. So 5 massage chairs and a vending machine will be in iRoom to provide relaxation to users. And this is the 3D model of coffee machine and massage chairs in iRoom. Drinking a cup of coffee can help us relax and get refreshed by raising mental alertness. Also, massage chairs can help blood circulation and in turn increase our concentration. So relaxation facilities can help modify the iRoom into a place to learn in a relaxing way.
The last functional objective is basic service. It provides basic lighting to support activity hall in iRoom. It also provides a comfortable indoor working environment to users by controlling the indoor air quality and temperature. It will also provide basic service and a basic fire protection. You can see in the POP model, the basic service contains the false ceiling, sprinkler, power socket, flooring, door, lighting, ventilation, and spotlight. In this picture, it shows lighting and sprinkler. For the lighting, we will use the Philips Lighting Image 69113 model. It will provide a cool white light color, and it is particularly comfortable and in high energy efficiency. The main organization responsible for the lighting is the purchaser manager and the engineer. It will take about 7 days to install the lighting. In this picture, you can see the power sockets and the flooring. We will use the PVC flooring, and it is easy to clean and it is durable. The main organization responsible for the flooring is the contractor and construction worker. It will take about 23 days for the renovation of the floor.
Now, let us have a virtual navigation throughout the room.
Walk into the iRoom and turn right, you can see the massage chair and vending machine, and this is so-called relaxing area. Now we go back to the learning zone. Computers are provided in the iRoom. The table on the stage could be hid under the stage when it is not used. And this is the smart board and it could move along the track. There is another smart board provided on the other side, and it could also move along the track too. Another axis is provided on the other side of the wall.
Here is the organization chart of this project. We have the project manager who hosts the project, and also we divide this project into several departments. They are design, procurement, construction, and finance. So if we have certain problems, we can contact the relevant person directly, so the problem will be solved as soon as possible.
Here we can see this chart, the Gantt chart. It shows the time start and end and the period. Next, we will start it from the 2nd of June to the 13th of August. It lasts about 53 days. We can see in this calendar that the end of the semester, the second semester 2014, is the last day of May, and the 2nd of June would not make any delay in the lectures. And there are 2 weeks will be the buffer of the construction. This is good because we don't need to make any late in the semester, the next semester. This about the gap. The before the gap is the design and transportation of all tasks. After the gap are the installation. Therefore, we can carry out all the tasks on track after the critical task immediately. This definitely saves time and cost. Next part is about the procurement method. We will introduce the fixed price and lump sum price strategy. As fixed price, we no need to use extra workers or time to monitor the time and cost. Also, iRoom, not a very large-scale project. No need to like the residential construction project about the developer, and we believe that Hong Kong you can pay it once only. The cost is about 700,000 about the material cost. For the drawings and specifications, we are making an education area with specific purpose. We have to ensure the objective is achieved. Therefore, drawings and specifications is far better than the bills and quantities, which is only just a lump sum of some numbers. We think that this method is better for tendering to find ideal contractor. For the traditional contract, we have in-house consultants and we are the employers. Contractor should not have too much control in the project as we decide the part and we know how to achieve the objective than them. So design, build, construction management or other management contracts should not be adopted, and we use the fixed price, drawings and specification and traditional contract in our procurement method.
Now, let us show you a more progressive expression on how to demolish and construct the iRoom through the 4D animation. Firstly is the demolition of KB526.
The sequence of demolition and construction is a point that must not be overlooked. This is a fatal factor that needs to be considered as it affects both time consumption and flexibility of the project. Some inappropriate arrangement may affect the efficiency of the construction work. For example, it is impossible to install the smart board before the track is placed. Also, placing movable wall before installing the track for the wall would bring huge inconvenience to the installation work. Therefore, an appropriate arrangement is required.
Then, let's move on to the construction of iRoom.
Basically, the arrangement is designed based on the degree of easiness to remove or install. All the works could be classified in 3 categories: furniture, building surface and structural elements. In demolition work, furniture will be removed from the work in first phase and then building surface. And for the construction work, The order of installation will be on the contrary. Structural elements like the circular wall will be installed at the first place.
And now we come to our business purpose. At the early stage, we have built up the POR model, 3D BIM, Gantt chart, and 4D animation. Since we have mentioned that we have in-house experts and professionals, and we put our mind together at the early stage to obtain an overview of the project for the POR model in order to identify and integrate what to build, the level A element, the most important one, and the level B element, less important but fundamental, and identify the responsible parties, schedule, and procedure in the whole project. And for the 3D BIM, we would like to visualize the project before and during construction stage, with share between different stakeholders. Clash can be detected and prevented. For Gantt chart, we would like to predict the duration of the whole process according to the critical path. And for the 4D animation, we would like to visualize the whole construction process for the purpose of better coordination and exchange of information. And for the organization charts, we would like to identify the responsibility of each stakeholder in the project and their contractual relationship. Finally, for the overall benefits of all models built, with the clear objectives and goals obtained at the early stage and provided to all stakeholders, this will definitely enhance the information sharing and communication between different stakeholders, and then facilitate the project management and efficiency, and this will predict and prevent potential clash to save time and rework cost.
Here comes the potential risks and problems of the project. The potential risks and problems of the project include performance not meeting the design and requirements of the owner, uncertainties on availability of materials which may cause delay, conflicts between stakeholders, and fluctuation in costs. The people who address the problems include the project manager, quantity surveyor, purchase manager, and contractor. The project manager, who is one of the decision makers, compares and decides different products, monitors the process of projects, and settles conflicts between stakeholders. The quantity surveyor controls costs with project manager, and the purchase manager looks after the date of delivery of products. And the contractor keeps the construction on schedule. Another decision maker of the project is the client. He clarifies the requirements and specifications of the project, makes a contingency plan for unpredictable events which affect the performance of the project, and informs the stakeholders any decision made. There are several reasons for modeling and analysis. First of all, better cooperation between stakeholders can be achieved, as the shared models show details of different elements in the project, including the design criteria, predicted costs, and time needed, etc. The models also clarify the responsibility of each stakeholder. Moreover, the costs of different elements are shown in the POP model. Schedule of work can also be improved. The models show and manage the relationship and interaction of different tasks so that potential conflicts between tasks can be avoided. Concerning the risk, any changes in cost and schedule can be easily referred back to the models so that contingency plan can be made easily to mitigate the risk. Here comes the adjustments in modeling and analysis. The model should be kept updating as the project goes on, especially after new decisions are made. Moreover, buffering time can be taken into account. Buffers are added to tasks which may have inherent uncertainties, which leads to variability.
This reduces the chance of delay and completion of project. Contingency plans can also be made to mitigate the risk. And last but not least, contingency fee can be included in the budget, which is used as a risk management to financially prepare for any risk associated with the project.
The iRoom is not merely a renewed space that provides a place for people to stay. But of course, it has the potential values like enabling more courses to be held and better utilization of space mentioned beforehand. However, actually, it's more than what you think. It is a work of art crafted by heart, meaning that it's a medium enchanted with a message. We want to convey this message to all the people who know about it, and this message is inspiration. Rethink everything around you. Don't get used to the events and objects that are around you all the time. A table is not necessarily to exist in this form. It's just that you see this kind of table everywhere in the university every day. The formal dress code needs not to apply to every group member during presentation. It's just that every group either wear formal dressing altogether or none of them wear it at all. A room is not necessarily to be enclosed by rectangular walls. It can be circle, it can be triangle or square or anything that you can think of. Do not be injected with the common perception that things and objects should exist in this way, in this form, and in this shape. You are very much capable of redefining a new meaning to an object. Mobile phones are redefined by smartphones. Television is redefined by online video streaming. Computer storage, such as USB and external hard drive, is redefined by cloud storage like iCloud. Skipping the step of rethinking is what hinders inspiration, creation, and invention. And this is the message the iRoom wants to give all of you. For now, please wait for the completion of iRoom, and by then you can enjoy yourselves in this reflexible environment and let the room inspire you.
This is the first time I learned about virtual design and construction model. It is really an inspiring idea for me. It changed my ways of thinking a lot. We try to think the whole project as a whole and grouping all areas together, including management, construction, design, and feasibility study, into a BMI and POP model. It is quite convenient as we can look at the problem as a whole and quickly consider each of their interrelationship. If any sector in the model change, the adjacent sector will change automatically. It is because they are closely related. It is also a challenging week for our group as it is the first time we make a BIM model within a few weeks, but we have done it. It is a proof to show the efficiency of BIM. I believe it can bring a lot of advantage to our industry, and it will be a revolution for our construction industry. I think I should practice more on the using of BIM model. BIM can help our client more easily understand the project. It can also show the feasibilities of the proposed construction design. I can check whether there are any crush in the individual component and take a little time in considering to compute the 4D model too. All in all, I quite like to use it, and we have so much fun on it.
I learned a lot in this scenario because this project introduces us how VDC works. VDC and BIM will be more and more popular to use in construction industry. So it is beneficial for us to learn and try to apply VDC in this scenario. Also, I think it is possible for me to apply the working logic of POP model on to other subjects and projects in the future. Because identifying clear objectives and related parties and making a reasonable reduction
such as Gantt chart, organization chart, and POP model, to visualize the ultimate product to stakeholders in order to enhance the collaboration and avoid conflicts among different parties. For the obstacle of the project, good consistency of all models and charts is the most challenging task for us. After this project, I learned a lot. For example, the POP model created at the early stage really helped us in what to build and different parties involved. And this project is a real-world-like situation, which enriched my mind and enhanced my problem-solving skill, and this will definitely help my career.
After the first meeting, we were very shocked that many new terms and knowledge needed to be learned in this scenario. For example, 3DC, POP model, and Gantt chart were new to us. Making 4D animations was also one of our new attempts. However, the time for us to learn these, to present, and to make a field report on the proposing iRoom was very limited. Therefore, I believe that this scenario was a great challenge that our group had to face. Despite of these challenges, I found that I've learned a lot in these weeks. Unlike most of the past scenarios, including those in Year 1, this studio report required us to give detailed design on the proposed iRoom. This allowed us to think practically. Moreover, I've learned more about POP models, Gantt charts, organization charts, BIM, and making 4D animation through the working process, studio meeting, and listening to the presentation of another group. It was a meaningful and fruitful scenario which I've enjoyed.
In this scenario, I learned how to propose a POP models and how to use POP models to handle questions. For POP models, we can use the model to find out the relevant persons and also the procedures so that problems will be tackled easily. Also, I'm responsible for the organization chart. I organize it into different departments, so if we have any problems, we can contact the relevant persons directly. Moreover, I was amazed by the 3D and 4D animations. It perfectly showed the design and also the process of the project, so the client will easily understand what our design is.
This studio project enriched me a lot. I really enjoyed working together to create something new from absolutely nothing. The idea of iRoom allows us to be more innovative in terms of brainstorming modern and creative use of the internal settings of the room. Of course, the whole aim of the project does not stop here. Besides just thinking of the overall layout of the room, we also have to consider the limitations, restrictions, and problems encountered. And this is a time when the POP model comes into use. It enables us to think more about the details of the functions of the room, not only the use of it, but the process of how and who to bring the functions from somewhere in the world to the iRoom. Personally, the most fruitful thing that I got from this project is the design of the presentation. I learned how to transmit useful information more clearly with correct graphics.
This is the studio project that I like the most. It really feels like our project this time, as we involve in the whole project, from design management to construction. Unlike some previous projects, we just alternate the original use. Also, I've learned bunches of new knowledge from this project, like the VDC model and POP model. It helps a lot in how to design, how to present the functions systematically. I think this knowledge will help me a lot in my future career if I choose to become a project manager.
I learned a lot. Just like the Microsoft Office project book, the latest work, the Gantt chart. I used this chance to learn a lot of softwares. In the past, I think that this is very professional and I would never know this. But now I learned it, just like make it impossible to reality. And this topic about management, I have never touched it. I thought that management is not so important, but with Gantt chart, 4D animation, and POP models, I think that now management makes a project run with efficiency. No doubt, it's necessary now. Last,
With creative in designing the project with different aspects of knowledge, I grow after this iRoom, even with the smartboard.